Sacred Heart University has 32 teams in its athletic department. The youngest of these programs is the women's rugby team. Since its beginning 3 years ago, it has become a fast-growing sport on campus. With a young and talented roster, they are set up for the future. One of those leading the charge is sophomore fullback Kaylee Hale, who, despite her being an underclassman, has become part of the foundation and a source of leadership for the team.
I started playing my freshman year of high school after my dad and my uncle introduced it to me. They started playing in Canada when they were in high school, so they fell in love with the sport. They've played all their lives. Then when they came back here, they actually started coaching and playing here. My dad played at a kind of a high level in New Haven with their men's team, and then once they both had kids, they brought it down to them. So I play, and as well as 4 of my cousins, which was actually really cool for me because I got to play with 2 of them.
That journey led her to the Sacred Heart women's rugby team, which was only a year old at the time. In evaluating her out of high school, Kaylee's coaches say that she brought 2 crucial traits to the team: leadership and intelligence.
I saw Kaylee first on the field when she was playing for Cheshire High School club rugby team, and I knew she was a student of the game. She had knowledge of rugby. You could see in the way she spoke to her teammates, the way she would move the ball, she would find space. She was a leader out there, and it was impressive to see how much knowledge she had at that age.
She definitely had more rugby knowledge than most on the field, and it was really impressive to see that coming from, again, someone her age, since rugby is a growing sport here in America, especially also in this region of the country. And then when she came in, I'm someone that loves to talk, and I'm loud and I'm extroverted, so having her here and just being super quiet, timid, you know, we kind of had to pull responses out of her. I was just like, okay. She's really, really quiet, but that's not necessarily a bad thing at all.
I think it was during her visit on our recruiting event where she came and was very quiet in the beginning when the group was there, but I had a chance at the end to talk to her one-on-one, and that really solidified that she was an athlete we were looking for because of her morals and her values that she had. I knew that she would contribute to the team because our mission was in line with what she believed.
Those leadership traits certainly have not gone unnoticed by her teammates, whether it's through motivation or simply through her work ethic.
Kaylee has one of the best endurances on the team. She can run for probably hours at her own pace, so she's been really good at pushing everyone because she starts at the same pace, ends at the same pace. It's amazing how constant she is. So she'll push me because I get slow. But she's been really good with helping us all improve ourselves over the past 2 seasons. I know that after a team scores on us, we all get really frazzled in the try zone, so she'll pull someone aside and be like, hey, calm down, it's not worth it, and so she'll calm us down on the field and be like, it's okay, doesn't matter, score doesn't matter, let's just have fun, calm ourselves, do the basics.
When Hale first stepped on campus for her first season with the Sacred Heart women's rugby team, she was coming to a program that was coming off a 6-12 record in their first season and only returning 8 of 16 players from the first year's roster. The entire team faced an uphill battle, but it was up to Hale specifically to step up, not just as an underclassman, but as the team's kicker. The biggest challenge that Kaylee has acknowledged from this past season was the struggle that the team faced with numbers and injuries.
Definitely numbers problems. This past season we finally had enough to put on the field. You need 15 for 15s. Makes sense. So we had 15, but we had a lot of issues with injuries. So we weren't able to actually put 15 on the field until our last game. So that's been tough for us. Not being able to have enough to put on the field, which also comes into practice, so you don't have enough to scrimmage against each other or play live games. So that's been hard, but we've been working on it. Our coach has been doing a great job recruiting to get more freshmen in and finally have a full team to play as hard as we can.
One thing that she constantly works at is her position as the team's conversion kicker, a high-pressure position on the rugby field.
I'm actually one of our main conversion kickers, so I actually deal with a lot of anxiety on the field. I always get worried before I go up and kick. So this past season especially, in the fall, I've been working on calming myself down before I go to kick. I have my kicking routine, so sticking to that, trying to block out any thoughts that come into my head, any past kicks I've missed, whether in a game or practice, and just telling myself over and over that I'm going to make the kick, I'm going to make it, and I've seen some more success this season, so that's definitely been positive for me.
Despite her own anxieties before conversions, when it comes to making a kick, Kaylee's teammates feel they have one of the best in the nation.
She does have, if not the top of rugby conversion kickers for last season. So I think that we all trust her 100%, and if she doesn't make it, then she'll probably make the next one. We practice it so much at practice, and there's consequences at practice like suicides, so she puts a lot of pressure on herself to get those conversions.
Now in her second season with the team, her growth and development on and off the field have been evident and much welcomed.
She's opened up a little bit more. She's open to the criticism and becoming a better rugby player, and we see it from last year. She's a little bit more timid, hard to hear on the field. Now she's on the field more confident, loud. You can hear her. Her teammates can hear her, and she's more open to improving herself.
Well, when I was a player, and now here at SHU, we do something called the disc profile, and we immediately knew that she fit into a certain category. Coach Reed was always an advocate of having different personalities on a team, and that's what makes a team great. So first of all, her leadership skills, her ability she knows right from wrong, and she might not necessarily know when to speak up. It's something we're working on, but leadership skills and her being very detailed, she's very, very detailed, and also caring for her teammates.
Kaylee's motivation not only comes from the people around her on the field, but the growing popularity of rugby in America.
Definitely my teammates. Whether I'm in lift, practice, a game, just look to either side at anyone else on the field and you know that they're hurting and struggling just as much as you are. Knowing that I'm a part of something, whether it's just the team growing, because it's our third year as a D1 program, and there's not a lot of D1 women's rugby teams on the college level, so that is really special. And just knowing that not just growing here but across the country, because rugby isn't the biggest sport, but it's getting bigger. As I said, more women's rugby teams are creating teams or elevating to D1, and it was just in the Olympics. So, you can see how much it's growing not only here, but across the globe.
No matter what happens in her rugby career, Kaylee acknowledges that one of the best things to come out of her experience is the relationship she has formed.
Well, it's definitely brought me closer to a lot of people. A lot of the friendships and relationships you make in rugby, I feel like are different than in any other sport. I played a lot of other sports in high school, and there's just something different about a rugby friendship. You're on the field with the other person, you tackle each other in practice, you're, rucking over for that person, maybe you're in a scrum holding each other up, lifting each other in the line out, so there's a lot of trust that goes into it, so I think that makes the friendships that you have last longer and they're closer, which is really carried on for me in my life from high school and now, the friendships I'm making.
With the combination of leadership, intelligence, and team chemistry that Kaylee brings every day to the program, there is no doubt that she will help to make it successful. In Fairfield, Connecticut, for Sacred Heart Sports Media, I'm CJ Isger.